everybody, welcome back to the United Show. It's been an interesting week. Obviously, we are joined with Niall and Kenny once again. How are you doing, lads?
Yeah, not too bad, you.
Yeah, I'm doing grand, yeah. I mean, at the start of the intro, we actually saw something City don't have. Fans. Anyway, let's get straight into the episode. We're going to start off with
I bought a Big Mac and a Man City ticket came with it. I gave it to the homeless guy.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, he probably thought it was a... No, I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
He sold it for £2.50.
Rightfully so. He should have went ages ago. Mustafa, what's up? Who the hell is this? What the fuck? Anyway,
I addressed that. I addressed that in the last in the Chelsea show. Klopp isn't in Ollie's head, right? I don't know how dumb you are. Basically, Klopp opened his mouth and said blah 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 about penalties. Yeah. That clearly has influenced referees. So Ollie's going, well, hold up a minute, I'm going to do the same. Ollie's now opened his mouth and gone, well, they've listened to his manager and now they're not giving us penalties, to now and try and influence referees back. Basically, it's a whole load of mind games between every single manager in the Prem, which you would expect. Believe it or not, Fergie used to moan about fucking Rafa Benitez all the time. I can assure you, Rafa was not in Fergie's head. Fergie was just a wanker. Clinical wanker as well.
A wanker, bro.
Okay.
He was a wanker that won trophies. I don't think. What would you prefer, Mr. Nice Guy who ain't going to win you nothing, or an absolute tosser who's going to win you shit tons?
Anyway, we're going to move onto this madness of a game. West Ham over the weekend. We'll start with Kenny. What was your opinion on this game? Because, like I said, I'll give you a little story, but other than that, what's your opinions on it?
Well. First of all, I'm just going to say, before I talk about the game, De Gea, I was waiting for a bit to see, like, I know people saying, I was waiting for a bit to see, because sometimes they do have these just spells of good form, the old keepers, and they form again. Now I do think he's back to, not his best, but just back to being a good keeper, back to being one of the better keepers in the Premier League. Not to his best, because his best was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that his best could probably be argued with some of the best keepers of all time. And right now, he's just proved himself again to be good again. It's amazing. Onto the game, I thought we should have had big up Wolf, by the way. I thought we should have had 2 penalties. I don't know if we should have had 1. I thought the Zuma one was a penalty, and then I thought the Fufal one was a penalty. I think the ref had a meeting after I said the foul should have been a penalty. I don't know. But I thought we played well. I thought West Ham played well, but I thought we played better. It was one of those sorts of games.
Yeah.
And I thought we deserved to win. I thought the penalty miss at the end was just justice at the end of the day. And I can't believe they put Mark Noble on full easily. He didn't warm up, by the way, at all. He didn't even have any touch. He didn't even walk at all, apart from coming on the pitch, yeah. And he takes the last penalty that could end up saving West Ham the beating record and getting a massive point. And I think a lot of people have said we're celebrating like a title. But to be fair to our fans, those 3 points could be massive because in title races it normally gets separated by 1 point, 2 points. That just any sort of 3 points are going to be massive, and especially when they're in that sort of scenario. Yeah, it's great, and that's all I have to say on it. And Ollie, I think, had an okay game.
Okay.
Well, Ollie didn't play, Kenny, but
as a manager.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled that he had a decent game there. No, I thought United in. How do I deal with this? Right, so basically, you had a lot of the ball in the first half. You did cool with it. Absolutely nothing with it. You couldn't break West Ham down. Bruno had this massive raging love-in with Ronaldo, which I don't really... I understand it to a degree, but I think Bruno needs to realise there are 9 other players on the pitch, and some of them are able to be passed to as well. I mean, I saw Bruno passing all the time to Ronaldo when Pogba was in a great position, or Greenwood was, or even, Luke Shaw was overlapping Pogba, you know, and I just don't think he used them enough. He just went for Ronaldo, and it's like, I know they're Portuguese brothers and all that, but he does need to stop that. He also went for a lot more of the difficult passes, which I know Bruno likes to do, but you know, he needs to retain the ball a bit better. I think that is arguably one thing that I think he needs to do. And then, you know, sort of halftime happened, and United second half came out a little bit stronger. You saw Ollie pull Greenwood and Bruno over to a touchline. I can only imagine that he was probably being told, look, Greenwood's getting in good spaces, try and utilise that. He was getting in very good spaces, and spaces where Greenwood is, you know, able to cut in and shoot, which with keepers nowadays, and with how well Greenwood can strike a ball, I mean, if Fabianski spills that, who's picking that up? Oh wait, Ronaldo. So I feel like Bruno could have been a lot better. Okay, yeah, the assist was brilliant, and all of that, but yeah, wasn't great. In terms of the tactical changes Ollie made, I thought he made them a little bit too late, but they did turn out to be quite well. I thought it was right to bring on Matic because I felt that United were getting an overrun in midfield as you normally do with McFred. So I thought it was right to bring on Matic, and clearly it was right to bring on Lingard. Sancho, I mean, bring him on. I don't think he's influenced any games yet. It's obviously going to take him time to settle into the Premier League, which, you know, maybe it is lucky he brought in Ronaldo, because if not, I think Sancho has gone under the radar a lot more. Whereas if you hadn't brought in Ronaldo, fuck it now. Yeah, the press would be going for Sancho right now, and obviously not a nice feeling. But now he's clearly going to need time to adapt. But yeah, overall it was an all right game. I don't think United were, you know, incredible. I thought it was a bog standard average game, but at the end of the day, 3 points. What you can't be upset about 3 points, can you?
No, look, I'll give my opinions on the game. It was a very emotional game for me. I'll tell you that for a fact.
I didn't have those emotions. I
wonder why. Anyway, no, look, for me, the first half, I think we're okay. We weren't the best, and I do think Rafael Varane is such a good impact to that squad, because Bissaka had a really good game that game, and you could see that he's going forward more. Defending wise, he's a bit better. Obviously, you know, he kind of was at fault with the goal, but I mean, there was nothing really you could do. Good strike by Benrahma, I guess. Hit off Varane, nothing De Gea could do. I think De Gea had a really good game. You can't really slam him anymore. I think he still deserves that number one position. Yeah, I think the Ronaldo goal, touch of class by Bruno. I think, and I genuinely think this, if Antonio was playing that game, I think it would have been a different story. I don't know if we would have been that lucky to get the 3 points, but you know, you have to play, you know, the team that you have to play. So, like I said, we played a West Ham team that had no Mikel Antonio, and we beat them. So we get the 3 points. Now I'll tell you a little funny story. So I had to go to a final, right? One of my siblings had a final, and pretty much we were in the car on the way to the Irish radio, right? The Irish radio station. So we were listening to it. This was like the 88th minute, right? So Jesse Lingard scores 89th minute, right? We're all screaming in the car, all right? And pretty much what happens, this is what, so pretty much what happens, we're all screaming, right? 2 minutes later, right, we hear that there's a penalty given to West Ham. And like there's a penalty that should have been given to Ronaldo for that Zoom attack, which I thought was a pen. I think, and we will go into that, all these scenario pens and all that, right? We will get into that. But so pretty much all the even the commentators who were on the Irish radio station were saying, how's that not a pen? And then, you know, Luke Shaw handballs it, who I thought had a really shit game as well, to be fair. And then they, you know, David Hayes saves it, keeps us to 3 points, which was a very emotional game. So, like I said, it was very emotional because obviously we're screaming in the car, but sure, you know how it is. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we're going to talk about our other game against West Ham, the Carabao Cup game. Now, well, we lost this. However, I don't think this is a bit of an L for United. I think this is more of a W. But what do you think about this, Kenny?
I don't think it's more of a W, but I don't care that much, but I do get where like rivals are coming from saying all it does need like one piece of silverware. I know Niles. I think Niles. Like, I don't know if that's to my comments or RJ's comments, but I think it's. I don't care that much, but I think that it is true that Ollie needs silverware. But I'd much rather it be like the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, because I think the Carabao Cup, it's not really. It's not one of the greatest trophies. I'd much rather win one of the other trophies. I know you can win the Carabao Cup earlier on, yeah, and that's why a lot of the fans I spoke to were really annoyed about it. But to be honest, with the performance, I actually thought we played well. We just couldn't get the ball in the net. I mean, I'll be honest, that was just awful. It was awful us trying to get the ball. And I don't agree with probably our best chance of the game.
Yeah.
I think just after coming on, he's not really expected completely to score because he just come on. You can't believe I don't know what the word is, but basically he just come on. It is an easy chance, but it's a good save from the keeper, and when he just come on, you can't really say anything about that. Apart from that, we didn't really create that much like clear cut chances. But I thought we played well. I thought West Ham had that one shot. I think it was the only there wasn't there. I thought another positive was that Henderson played well, so we can have that Henderson De Gea. If De Gea happen De Gea. Shut up, RJ. Let me talk. If De Gea got injured or something, then the Henderson could step in.
You shut up. Anyway, that's okay.
And yeah, I thought we had a good performance. But it is annoying to get out of a cup. But hopefully we can win another thing. Hopefully.
Okay, go on now. Well, what's your opinion on this?
Can you lot really be picky at what trophies you start winning?
No.
The answer to that question is no. So, did you know that regardless what Ollie does, he will now equal the longest drought that Manchester United
I know that
for a trophy in a very long time. That's not something you want on your name, especially considering he's been in like 4 semi-finals, 1 final, and now he's been knocked out third round of the Carabao Cup. But I'm not going to just go in on Ollie on this. I'm sure he's feeling shitty enough as it is. I'm going to go at some of your players. So let's talk about who needs to fuck off now. Martial needs to leave. That's clear as day. His time at United is over. I'm sure United fans will go, thank you for the memories, but it's time to go, mate. He's absolutely useless. Mm-hmm. Mata needs to go. I like Mata. Prime Mata, I thought, would be amazing. This Mata, he's too old now, far too old.
I think Mata.
I don't care. So Martial and Mata need to go. Apart from that, Matic, you can keep him, you cannot. I don't really care. I mean, Matic is, I don't know, unless he's going to go into some sort of coaching at United, which he may do. I don't know. But Matic, you can keep him or not. I mean, he can do some jobs. Mata is not the same player. Martial needs to go. But I'm going to blame Ollie again because he made these changes too late, RJ. So I'll take you back to Thomas Tuchel when he was facing Tottenham, shall I? Saw that Mount wasn't having a great game, so he was getting overrun in midfield. So what did he do? Made a change at half-time. What did Ollie do? Wait till a 70th minute. You give him Greenwood and Bruno 20 minutes to get into the game and produce something. And mind you, United looked so much better when Bruno and Greenwood came on because they offer you something.
And I thought as well.
And I thought it was particularly harsh on Lingard because I thought Lingard had a good game.
Yeah.
I would have probably taken Sancho off for Greenwood, moved Lingard over to the left, then brought off Mata for Bruno. I thought that would have been a more sensible option because I thought Lingard was having a good game and you could see he's really improved in time. But I just, again, Ollie making really late substitutions and then expecting them to drag him out of the depths of hell. And again, how he can't keep doing it. He has to be braver. I think I said this on the watch along. Ollie has to be braver. He has to make these decisions quicker. I don't know why he can't see this, because Greenwood is a generational talent. Everyone loves him, but you have to give him more than 20 minutes to get him into a game, especially when West Ham do a low block. Greenwood needs that time to get into a game. So does Bruno. They both do. You can't expect them to come straight on and be amazing. They have to have that time in the chance. So for me, again, it's a combination of Martial is an absolutely shocking striker. Should never play for United again. Should be sold in January. But yeah, I just it wasn't good enough for Molly. Martial done out here. Mata done out here. Need to go. Henderson had a good game. I'll give you that, but you know, unfortunately for Henderson, he's lost his spot as number one if it ever was that, because you know, De Gea is doing such a good job. So for me, I again, Ollie has to take a lot of the blame, but it's not solely on Ollie. I thought your B team should be beating West Ham's B team. I don't care. I don't. I really don't care on. Oh, but they had Kufal come on, or they had Noble. I frankly couldn't give less of a shit. Your B team of Donny van der Beek and Matic and Mata and Martial and Sancho and Lingard and Telles and Dallo and Lindelof and Bailly should be able to fucking beat West Ham's B team. Yeah. So why can't they? Right? Why can't they? Why can they not put in a performance? Well, I'll simply tell you, it wasn't because the tactics were wrong, because the tactics were fine. You created chances. What's the issue? It was Martial. Martial is the biggest issue in your club. The biggest issue, and he has to go.
Yeah. I'll ask a question before I give my opinions. Was it a penalty that Noble did? You might have seen online, Noble taking down Lingard. Was it a pen now? You're the referee. Was it yes or no, do you think?
Bit soft.
Okay. And Kenny, do you think it was a pen?
It'd be a very soft pen. We were told by the Premier League and by the FA that, you know, refs were going to allow things to go on. On another day, you may get it. But again, we're back to the same thing of the consistency. I wouldn't, if I'm the referee, I'm probably not giving that.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm a little bit more. I don't really, unless it's a blatant foul, I'm not giving it. So you have to do more to convince me. But maybe that's just because I'm an absolute wanker. But do you know how much paperwork you have to do for stuff like that? Jesus,
that's why Martin Axon didn't want to go send any fucking pens. Jeez, now I know. Lazy
you had to be fair. Did he book anyone?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised referees like sending players off, because you have to do a fat ass report for that, and that's bullshit.
Sure, hasn't Mike Dean has just like sent off like over 50 people at that rate?
Mike Dean must love the paperwork then.
He must be like copy and paste. Like, yeah, I sent this guy off because you know why.
He probably got like on his computer, like, right, that's for handball, that's for dissent, that's for a bad tackle. Right? Which one is it today? I'll go for that one. Copy,
exactly.
Done, send that off. I'm sure the FA have just like,
obviously we have to say this allegedly, all right? So
allegedly he's sent off 50 blank reports, and he's sent off the reasons also separately, and he's like, just copy and paste whichever one you feel appropriate.
Look, my opinions on the game, I'm happy we're out of the Carabao Cup, because I feel like it was kind of a distraction, right? I'll just be honest, right? Because like I said, last season we tried to go far in it. It didn't work out, and we played players like Bruno in the quarters and the semis. He burnt out, and then we didn't have anyone to rely on, right?
Yeah, but your B team should be able to get you through the third round, fourth round, fifth round.
Listen,
I mean, you'd have had City next, so you'd have been fucked anyway.
But listen, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't have blamed Ollie for that performance. The B team there's a reason why they're on the B team. It's because they're not good enough to be on the A, and they proved that against West Ham. Like I said, how can you not do it? Like I said, you're paid a lot of money to be a good footballer, and yet you can't do it, right? This is why we'll talk about Martial, right? For me, right, either loan him or sell him. Right? You cannot keep him at the club. Martial, right? Because his contract. Hear me
I
out.
wouldn't even bother with the loan, RJ. Just sell him.
Listen. Here's what I would do, right? Because like I said, I'm like I said, let's say I'm Ed Woodward, right, or whoever's in charge, John Martel, right? I'd either loan him to a team in Ligue 1, probably say a Monaco or Lyon, see how he does there, and if he doesn't do well, ship him. All right,
He's had enough chances, RJ.
No, but I'm not saying that for us. For us, no. I want him gone, but I don't want to see him permanently gone to the point where I want to see Martial back to his best, right? I think every United fan wants.
The problem is, RJ, Martial cannot cope with competition. I'm afraid at big clubs, RJ, there are competition for places. Right? You had it under Fergie. Do you think Teddy Sheringham enjoyed sitting on the bench while Andy Cole and Dwight York whipped up the league? Definitely not. But the one thing it made him do is work even harder to push York and Cole to do even better. Martial is done out here, mate. I don't like when you get your full squad back. So you got Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right, Ronaldo up front. When Ronaldo retires and Cavani retires, Greenwood's going to go to. Well, he's gonna. I guarantee you, he'll retire at some point in his life. So when he does,
but like not in the next 3 years.
No, but when he leaves United, right? Greenwood is going to that number 9, right? He's going to that number 9. It's
100%. There's no
pretty much a done deal. And then you'll probably look at maybe a Charlie McNeil or one of the youth players to then come in and complement Greenwood as a backup. That would be fine. And then on the left, you're gonna have Rashford and Elanga, right?
Yeah,
you'd assume. I'm obviously talking in the future, so 2-3 years. So by that time, Elanga should have sorted himself out to be that backup role. Maybe even sometimes putting Rashford on the bench. On the right hand side, you will have Sancho and Diallo. Am I correct?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about Palestri though.
Palestri, I'm afraid Palestri is going to get sold, and I like Palestri.
I want to keep Palestri, man.
Palestri was a panic buy. It was real solid panic buy. And I when you did it, I was like, hold on, why are you bringing Diallo and Palestri and Sancho? Because I think everyone knew that you were going to have Sancho this season, didn't you? So it was like doing all of that. It was so strange. But saying all of that, and then Hannibal probably comes in to understudy a Bruno.
That's exactly
RJ, the question I have for you, where in all of that does Martial fit in?
Nowhere. He's going, I understand, and don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure, I do think we should go, but I think if we give him a loan to some Ligue 1 club, his price will raise. His price will go up because he won't.
If you're gonna do it based on that, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
if you're loaning him out to up his price, that makes complete sense. I have no issue with that. If you're loaning him out with the hope that he'll come back a rejuvenated guy and he'll come back into United squad, ooh la la, it's amazing. You're deluded, and I'm afraid that ain't gonna happen. Simple, really. But I hear you. If it's for the price, that makes total sense to me.
Look, for me, I do want to see him as best. Look, I did like Martial back in 1920 season, where he's banging in 30 goals a season. I wanted that to keep continuing on because he was a really good player. Like I said, I know he's a fucking grumpy git right now, but when he had the ball and he got that back in the net, he was a clinical player. Nowadays, he's just a washed-up Timo Werner, pretty much. So,
I think.
Look, go on.
I think there's been a pattern with Martial.
What? What do you mean a pattern?
There's been a pattern with Martial. So, I'm going to go back to the seasons 16, 17, and 17, 18 for my examples.
That's his debut, right?
15 was his debut, but 16 has a great breakout year, top scorer in all competitions. 16, 17, Zlatan comes in. Suddenly, Martial, whenever he plays, he doesn't offer much. Jose has to take him to a left winger, which he still doesn't offer much, and Jose drops him. 17, 18, he has a decent first 6 months. Sanchez comes in as a left wing. He has an awful last 6 months, gets dropped. And then, now, last season, Cavani comes in. Martial has an awful season, gets dropped. And Ronaldo's coming as well. Wheels got better, and now it just become even worse. I think the thing is, Martial, he can't handle pressure. He can't handle.
That's the thing, Kenny. We can't have that at United. We can't.
Yeah.
Why should we have a player who instead of turning into a diamond, stays as a coal and stays shit? Right?
Yeah,
we want diamonds. We don't want pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's
right?
Ultimately,
Martial.
That's what I'm saying.
Ultimately, at big clubs, you have that competition. If you can't handle it, then if the kitchen's got too hot for you, doors that way.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You look at Chelsea; they got rid of Tomori, right? Because he didn't play. They got rid of Tammy Abraham. Wasn't playing. They got rid of
United need to be more ruthless. You need to be more ruthless.
Loyalty can only take you so far. We need to be dominant. And look, Ole's doing a good job. He's trying to put faith into Martial. I understand. Look, the loyalty is still there.
I don't get it anymore.
No, I don't get it anymore. I don't know why he does with Fred either. You know what I mean? So, look, my point is, right?
Fred's more understandable because there isn't really anyone to isn't really anything you can do other than Fred McTominay, on the rare occasion Fred Matic. There isn't. You haven't. Whereas with the attack options, you are filled with quality. With quality attacking options in the midfield, you simply just don't. You just don't have. You simply just don't have that player who can come in and do Fred's job. As stupid as it sounds really dumb, mind you. You just don't have anyone. Like, it's weird, but the thing is, you need to identify that midfield as your next. Your midfield needs to be the next thing you sort out, minimum. And I mean by 2 players. You need 2 players in midfield next summer.
Yeah, and I hear this is why we do for our midfield next season, right? I'd get rid of Fred, just get out. Right, I would get rid of Donny van de Beek. I think, look, he's literally been a prison sentence right there, right? I would sell Mata, right? So I'll sell 3 players and I'll buy 3 players in, right? I'd buy CDM. I'm not buying Rice because he's overrated and we're not paying 200 million for that. I would try. Hear me out.
The thing is, Rice himself is a very good player. The price tag is absolutely extortionate.
Plus, he's not the player we need. We don't.
No, he is. RJ, ultimately, you can spin it around all that however you want. He is exactly the player you need. He can play in double pivot, and he's much better than Fred. But the issue is the price. No, there's no arguing. Rice is exactly what you need. Well, no, there isn't.
I'd take Bellingham. I'd take Bellingham.
But not the same player, RJ, bro. They're not the same. This is what I mean, RJ. This is what I mean, RJ. You need 2 players.
I think
you need a Rice and a Bellingham. A Rice and a Bellingham in that midfield works perfectly.
Yeah.
Rice is exactly what you need. But the issue is, and we've seen this with United many a times, you get your pants pulled down on the transfer fee. So, essentially, what you need to do is work out how else to do it. Now, one of the in-you-knows for United, I think he's mates with Ollie's son or whatever, has said De Jong. Now, I don't know if that means that he's been given any information, but did I not say in the summer that Manchester United might even look at a cheeky bit of De Jong? And
I would love De Jong, but I don't think they can do it, man.
But RJ, bro, have you seen what Barcelona are doing this summer or this season?
I know what they're doing.
They might not even get top 4 at this rate. If they don't get top 4, they are fucked beyond belief, which means that players like De Jong become available. And if United go in there and go, look, we really want Donny to play, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in De Jong to put De Jong there with Donny and work this shit out. It will improve Donny. And then, if you're lucky, you can try and put a cheeky bid in for Dillet and just turn your team, Dutch. Which
God. I like the sound of it. This full Dutch fucking the entire team.
Just go
bring Memphis to play back.
Because
what you could no, never mind.
Because technically, what you could do, just go full blown Dutch. Like Maguire, maybe Maguire needs to end up on the bench, and you bring in. No, but could you imagine having Dillet and Varane instead of? Oh, that is a mad defense.
I'm not.
Unfortunately, you will have to deal with Well, you're going to have to with Mino Raiola regardless. Okay, if you want Paul Pogba to stay, you got Mino Raiola staying. But if you want Dillet, you have to deal with his agent as well.
Okay, Ross saying, I see you talk about the weak midfield all the time. Hey, look here, I'll tell you what it is, right? Yes, we do have the best two midfielders in the league, Bruno and Pogba, right now. In the league right now, they're the best two because Pogba's got the most assists, clear of anyone right now.
Ollie sees Pogba more as a left winger, mate. I'm sorry to say, though.
By the way, also, just quickly on that De Jong thing, Barcelona also want Martial, so you could even include Martial in that deal and get one of the players you really
all I will say, right? Once we get a CDM, it will literally allow. This how I see it, right? Once we get a CDM, right, and Rashid comes back, Pogba will move back into that 8 position. We'll get a CDM, the number 6, Bruno number 10. We'll probably have Rashid.
When are you getting a CDM, bro?
This summer. This summer would be a priority, I believe. That's what they've said.
You hope. Knowing Ollie, he buys in Harry Kane, doesn't he? He's like, fuck me, fantastic.
I don't
another
want
attacker.
I don't want him, man.
I know you don't, RJ, but Ollie has a real fetish for attackers. He'll probably be like, nah, I want Harry Kane this year, Haaland. He'll go all in for Haaland. It's like,
I mean, to be fair, 77 million for Haaland.
That would be stupid as fuck. Could you imagine Ronaldo?
It's not.
Ronaldo's going to be like, hi, I'm not moving out of this team. Go sit on the bench.
I guess.
Erling's going to walk up to Ollie and go, I play now. Move him off the team. And then Greenwood's going to be sat there going, can I? Greenwood's going to be there, right? Greenwood's going to be sat there on handwriting on a napkin saying, I would like to leave the club. There you go. No, because he will. Because truly, if you have Haaland, Ronaldo, and all of that, where's Greenwood? He'll leave. So you need to buy a DM.
Also,
if I was United, I would get. If I was United, I would get De Jong and Bellingham to sort out your midfield for life. Both young,
I loved it.
Both very young players. Suits the philosophy of what Ollie wants, which is young, hungry players. And your team, barring the reshuffle you're going to have to do at the back again in probably 3 years, 4 years, the rest of your team is good to go for the next 10.
I agree. And I think, look, for centre-back wise, I think, look, Twanzebe comes back next season. I think he'll be our number 3.
His contract's up at the end of the summer.
No, but he'll resign. I
won't bank on that. He's apparently fucked off.
What do you mean?
You may have to just accept that Twanzebe may just leave United.
I swear he's like 22. He's literally got loads of time.
He doesn't care. He
does care.
Well, no, he doesn't, because he had performed well enough to start that Europa League final, and the fact that Ollie didn't go for that, which essentially may have even cost Ollie the game. Twanzebe was furious about that. So don't be surprised if Twanzebe leaves. It's not the end of the world, because look at Chelsea. They let Tomori go. It's not the end of the world to let Twanzebe leave.
I know. Yeah, I know.
As long as you have a plan, because look, Maguire and Varane, they can last for the next 3-4 years, can't they?
Yeah, 100%.
In theory. So
if they say 3-4 years, probably even 5 years if they stay together, because they're both 28.
Yeah, so in theory, 4 or 5 years, then you want to start looking for that backup or that plan B.
Yeah.
As long as United do this well and sort out the midfield, young, hungry players is what United's midfield needs. Right?
Yeah.
A De Jong and a Bellingham would sort your attack and your midfield out for the next 10 years, RJ. All you're going to have to do is maybe supplement it with the occasional backup player that comes in, like, for example, a Dan James. Comes in for a couple of seasons, then goes. Because it keeps everyone on their toes. And then all you have to do is focus on that back line in a bit. So, it's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna move into our next topic. So this weekend we take on Villa. Now,
is Ross on crack cocaine there? Because your team would literally be transferred by a DM, like literally.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. So we're gonna play Aston Villa over the weekend. A good news for us. Obviously, I do wish Leon Bay recovery. Hopefully, it's a good recovery. But he's not able to play this weekend how important is it to get the 3 points, Kenny? We'll start with you.
I think it is very, very important to get 3 points. I think in these sorts of games at the start of the season, going into that really tough period we have, of course, starting from Leicester, and then I think these points are quite very, very important to get. I think they got Leon Bailey out of the game, so that's a plus for us. Manchester Evening News have said they're quite reliable with the lineups, though this is just a Manchester Evening News, it's not from my mouth.
Why is it only United where the starting 11 gets announced the night before the game?
It's a prediction.
It's almost as if you're basically giving the opposition manager a heads up of what you're going to do on Saturday. Like, absolute madness.
Yeah,
I wonder about your club, RJ. I don't mean to be rude about your club, but I just wonder sometimes how the fuck it's operated.
Yeah, but the predicted 11 is De Gea, Bissaka, Maguire, Rancho, Tomine, Van der Beek, Fernandes.
I can barely hear you. You're literally mumbling, my friend. You literally went through that like a fucking.
I was just naming the lineup, man. But I think we will.
I've had more sense. Well, hold on. You went basically. This is how you read out the lineup.
De Gea, Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Van der Beek, Pogba, Ronaldo, and Greenwood. That's the 11 players.
And I'm guessing Bruno in the 10.
Oh yeah, Bruno. Yeah, Bruno.
Fucking hell! Like your maths is horrible. What the fuck? Oh, that's 11. Where's Bruno? Oh, yeah, Bruno's here too.
The guy who confused St. James's Park with Old Trafford.
Hey, the reason I thought Bruno is because I was like, we hadn't said Bruno yet, and I'm guessing he's not stupid enough to drop in from the team.
Yeah, I forgot.
Unless Ollie's grown the biggest amount of balls in the world and has suddenly decided to try and... Actually, no, if he drops Bruno, you might as well just put him in a mental asylum.
Niall, your opinion on this game? This would be a fun game, don't you think?
Yeah, you hope. You have to win it. You have to win it because your November looks disgusting, mind you. So the games before November, you have to try and pick up the points because you will drop points in November. There's no doubt about that. So I think these have to be winnable games. 100%. Now Villa are without Grealish and they're still gelling with all of the new signings like Leon Bailey and Danny Ings and Buendia and Twanzebe and all of this. Well, Twanzebe can't play, obviously.
He can't play, exactly.
Pound Club and all that. But what I will say is that United need to do a lot better than what they've done because I've not been convinced by any of your performances, barring Leeds. I wasn't wholly convinced by the Wolves game. I thought you were very
the Wolves was a very good one. Yeah.
I thought you were a shambolic against Southampton, and
100%.
That can't really be argued. I thought you got ridiculously lucky with West Ham. Yeah. Newcastle, okay, cool. It's really only Newcastle, and it was Ronaldo's return, so you have got all of that, added in. So. For me, United need to put on a good performance. It's at home. You've got the home fans back again. You need to turn Old Trafford into a fortress. Yep. As simple as that. It was a fortress under Fergie's era. It needs to be. Teams need to go to Old Trafford and be afraid of going to Old Trafford.
Oh, I agree.
You completely lost that sort of fear. Teams now come to Old Trafford going, well, if we sit back, we might nick a goal here, boys, and we'll win 1-0. So for me, a good performance. Some goals would be good. Greenwood's on a bit of a goal drought of 2 games, which is the longest in his career, probably, barring last season. I mean, the boy started. He looked like he was going to bag 38 goals this season. Then Ronaldo comes in. It's like, fuck's sake, Ronaldo. But Greenwood has proved that he's genuinely undroppable at the moment, because even when he's not scoring, he's still impacting the game, and he's still taking people away from Ronaldo. Because if Greenwood, if you put Sancho there, so everyone's probably looking at Sancho going, you could probably leave him. He's not really doing much. With Greenwood, they're like, chuck someone on that, and on Pogba, and on Bruno. Fuck, Ronaldo's just got through. Oh, fuck off. Or Greenwood cuts in on his left as a shot. Keeper fumbles it. Okay. Yeah, Ronaldo's just got another tap in.
Listen, this is what I will say, right, about the game, right? I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably. I won't say too comfortably, obviously. I do think, obviously, with the fact that Liam Bailey is out.
Can you define comfortably for me?
I think we're not going to have too much trouble because I think the fact that Leon Bailey, since joining Prem, has been a big impact for Aston Villa. And I think his injury will be a big.
They have still got Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah, but who's that creator who can create a good ball to give into them?
You're probably looking at either John McGinn, El Ghazi, or maybe he'll put Watkins on the wing. Maybe he might just. Buendia might go on the wing. You got Buendia, and I mean, Buendia might. You never know.
This is how I would say it, right? So we'll probably. I'm thinking 3-0 maybe tomorrow. Nice 3-0. Say Ronaldo to get 2, and I'll say I'll take Greenwood to get 1. I'd say, to be fair. Yeah, no, I just feel like with the crowd back again, I think we do need to make a statement. With obviously the fact that we lost in the 2 away games so far. In the 2 cups, so I do think, look, we'll see how it goes. So I think, look, it'll be good over the weekend. Get 3 points. As for your comments in the November, look, it's probably one of the weirdest things we've ever seen because I don't think we've ever seen a period like that where you've had Chelsea, City, Spurs, and Liverpool all together.
I have, but only in Football Manager, and I normally.
Yeah, I know, but in real life though, that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Because the way that Ollie is, right? I think he'll get maximum points? Probably not. No, but
will Ollie get maximum points against all of the top 4?
He'll beat Man City. He'll beat Man City.
I think
you'll drop points to Chelsea.
I think we'll draw with Chelsea. Yeah, because we're playing home.
Is Liverpool?
No, it's home. We're playing home first.
You might win.
We'll win. I think we'll win that because Rash will come back. Rash should be 100% fit now.
Is Chelsea at Stamford Bridge or Old Trafford?
No, it's Stamford Bridge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll draw that game if not lose it. Draw maximum.
If we somehow pull out a win, that'll be a big upset for
that'll be a huge win for you guys. You'll beat City. I mean, you've got Watford in and around there as well. I think. So
Watford. We shouldn't write off Watford. I mean,
no. But what I'm saying is you should beat Watford.
100%.
Club like United should beat Watford, and Spurs are beatable by quite some margin. So
I agree. I think they've been exposed. I think
you can sort of use. Well, he put Kane on the fucking wing, which was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
So for me, I just think using Spurs and Watford as not guaranteed points, but as sort of games where if you do lose against a big team, you have got those coming up.
Exactly.
So that can sort of help you. So, yeah. Zach says 28. Right. 28 is close to old. Are you mad?
No, not this. Probably 10 years ago, maybe. But we're just going to talk about this. Is Ollie at the wheel, or is he driving it into a ditch? I mean, a funny last title to send this little episode. No, what's your opinions on this? Is Ollie going in the right direction, or do you think he's gonna twist and turn and burn?
So, what Ollie is currently doing is going down a really, really windy road, and I don't know if that road has a dead end or if it moves onto like a highway. Pardon the analogy. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing. I think Ronaldo was a purely nostalgic buy and preventing City from getting him, which then meant that you weren't getting a DM anyway. But Ollie has to win something. Yeah. There's no ifs, no buts, no nothing. With the team he's got, he has to win something. So, yeah. I don't know what Ollie's doing. I don't know if he's at the wheel or driving it into a ditch, to be fair. Time will tell. But I've not been impressed. That Carabao Cup was his best chance of silverware. I truly, you ain't winning the Premier League. That's a long shot at best. You might, if you're lucky, get a Champions League, but to be honest, his tactical changes against young boys were a joke as well. Ollie's got a major problem.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
His substitutions are fucking awful.
Yeah.
And his tactics are...
Yeah. Kenny, what's your opinion on this, mate?
Well, of course, as you guys know, I was Ollie out. It was quite a while ago. I think the first United show was on. I said I was Ollie out. Since then, I am at the moment, but I'm with Niall, and we were talking about this before the stream. If he doesn't get a trophy at the end of the season, I'm Ollie out, because that is just unacceptable. With the squad he has right now, he needs a trophy at the end of the season. Whether that is the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, probably not the Premier League, let's be honest. But whether it is one of those 3 cups, it has to be one of those 3. We have to win a trophy. Because the fact is, we have one of the best squads in the Premier League now.
Mm-hmm.
Barring a DM, it's probably... I think if you got a DM, it's probably...
It is the best with a DM. It is.
Yeah, you could most likely even say it's probably the best with a DM. Because our B team, I know they lost to West Ham, but on paper, it does actually look quite good. Not close to Man City B team, but I think it'd be probably top 10 in the Premier League, our B team, looking at it from the West Ham game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am Ollie at the moment, but there's massive pressure on him. And lately, I've not been that impressed. But of course, Ole's quite weird because I think in that run that we have, the November run, we'll probably likely just lose to Watford and then draw to Spurs and then win the rest or something like that. And then Ole, it's such an Ole thing to do. That's such an Ole thing to do to just lose at Watford and then win it against Liverpool, City, Chelsea. But yeah, I think that's really it. I think there's just massive pressure on him at the moment, whether he can cope with it.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Go on, you can say it out now.
Ollie's tactics. Okay, back four, be fantastic. Midfield, be fantastic. Forward, be fantastic. Don't only sit on the bench. Fantastic. Mustafa, not Mustafa. Wolf cracks me right up. Love it.
Look, I think we need to understand, right? This is what I'm going to say, right? Has Ollie made improvements?
If you're about to talk about a process or trust the process, I'm literally I'm just gonna. Have I got an Arsenal badge on here?
Hashtag I touch it in, bluff. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyway, no, this is what I will say, right? Yes, Ole has brought us to a level where we can contest for things again, right? Jose left us off where we literally had to start Andres Pereira, Fred, and fucking Matic in our midfield, which, to be fair, I could really put people out of football, and I do not blame them for not watching football at the time. However, does he need to win something? 100%. I think that's it's no longer a wish. It's more of a demand. I think we are trophy drought right now. I think we need it right now. So, personally, right? If I had to say this right now, okay, do I think we'll win the Premier League? Probably not. Will I write us off yet? No, because we are still joint top of the league, and we still have to wait till November. Who knows? We might even beat half the team. We might beat most teams in there, or we might lose them all. Do you mean we can't really decide for the Champions League? Look, you can you can't say United are already out by beating getting lose by young boys, because that's what PSG lost their first 2 games. They lost their 2 first games. PSG
if you lose your next game,
we won't, because it's home. It's home against Villarreal. We won't lose. Shut up.
All the teams you had to play.
Shut up. Anyway, my point, right? Look, I think we can write ourselves off, and I think, like I said, with the fact that Ronaldo's coming, he's made such a big difference, right?
If you lose 1-0 to Villarreal, where do you go from there?
I think the River Shannon looks like a very nice place to be staying. It will look very, very nice.
RJ to the river, medical incompletion. Here we go.
Yeah. Go for it, anyway,
do you want me to get you the bricks to weigh yourself down?
I can't deal with another like good evening loss again, man. I can't. Like fucking Europa League final was rough as it is.
Because Atalanta are not an easy team either. You've sort of
that's the thing. Like
essentially what you've been given is Young Boys, which you lost to, and then two fairly tricky teams. Not they're not world class teams, but they're tricky.
They're easily beatable, but we need to. The thing is with them, they're so skilled that they're players, right?
They're favourites of Serie A. According to many Serie A fans I've spoken to, they're going to be very hard.
But Kenny, the thing is, right? The thing is, listen, Kenny,
Young Boys are okay.
Listen,
they're okay.
Okay, first off, mate, right? Young Boys won the Swiss League by about 26 points last season. All right, just to let you know. Sorry, whatever. Jesus, well, that makes it even better for them, right?
I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, I know. Right now, this is what I will tell you, right? We should have bet Young Boys, 100%. Do I think that red card was a red card? It was harsh, but we can't change the past. What we have to do, we have to look forward to the future. Beat Villarreal, beat Atlanta, win all games, finish top of the group, and then look for the last 16. That's what we need to do right now, right? The future is unknown because we don't know who we're going to face, all right? So we need to focus on the games that we know and get them done. Simple as that, okay?
Play Villarreal. You can probably get them in the last 16 as well.
And look, I don't wish any fucking player. I never wish any injury on a player. But look, if fucking Moreno gets an injury, I wouldn't be too fucking sorry to him. Like fucking hell, that video would be karma to him. Like if Greenwood if Greenwood accidentally sticks his studs into him, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you kind of deserved it, you prick. But anyway,
we all know it'll be McTominay, not Greenwood. Come on, let's be serious.
Maybe.
Greenwood is the one who's going to do a cold ice finish and slot it bottom net whilst McTominay's there stomping on Moreno, going, "Oh fuck, but ref, I'm slipping." I slipped again. Shit. Choke slam or God knows what.
He just does like a Roy Keane to him, just finishes his career, just takes off like McTominay's captain just takes off the badge like Roy Keane, just hands it to someone, just like walks off the pitch.
Chucks it to Bruno and goes, "There you go, boss."
Yeah. mission completed. Like,
could you imagine your luck if at one point like Bruno, like most of your top players are I don't know, injured, and then they have to go Greenwood take the armband, it'll be like, me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Which arm?
I wasn't really expecting this. Anyway, we're gonna let's see. Do we have to end it here? Yeah, I think we're gonna end it here. Niall, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me at Niall_PAFC on Twitter, and then you'll find me tomorrow at 12:45 for the Formula One. It could be delayed qualifying, so we'll be here at 12:45. And just like Charles had to deal with the race where it was getting put back and back and back, I may have that pleasure tomorrow. So join us at 12:45 because we'll probably end up doing a watch along for the second half of Chelsea City. If qualifying isn't on, shall I say, to start with. But I'll have both City and United on, so yeah, all's good there.
That's pretty sick. And Kenny, where can
obviously using a completely legal stream to get the United match.
Of course.
Because apparently Old Trafford cricket ground's being used, so you had to move your match.
No, there's always going to be a way anyway. But anyway, my point.
You're at home.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's a 12:30 kickoff when you're not even being shown on TV.
Well, if you're in Ireland, you would because you got Premier Sports. Anyway,
Yeah, we
Kenny.
have something called you can't show that game because that's why it's not even a 3 p.m. kickoff anymore. No team.
It's 12. Yeah, it's 12:30. Oh yeah, no, because City and Chelsea are playing at the same time. Right?
Because this was meant to be a 3 p.m. kickoff, it just wasn't picked up by any broadcasters, was it? So
And then Premier Sports were like, I want that one, thank you very much, and then took it to the bookies.
well, that's the thing, and the issue with the UK is the streaming, and our goals, have that issue because we have our goal TV and they can't even show the games, so it's like it's not great.
Sorry, Kenny, where can I find you, mate? Sorry to interrupt.
You can find me at Ronaldo is here on Twitter. It's lowercase L, by the way, not an I, because that was already taken. Kenny TV on YouTube, where I'm actually triggered a bunch of Stoke City fans. I've seen their club is shit, and Kenny and I fan on Twitch.
What?
Lovely.
I didn't understand half of that, but okay.
Wolf, instead of 2 late shows, we're going to do 1 late show, and then we're going to do an MLS. So we're going to do like an MLS watch along for like 1 game a week. In fact, when is the next MLS? Is it?
Anyway, you can look through that, and I'll say where.
You do that, and then I'll know by the time.
So guys, you can find me at Reply Checker as well. I'm doing FIFA streams now. Like I said, I'm trying to turn Martial into good, which to be fair, it's not easy, but God forbid, I'm trying my best. Like I said, doing Quest to be the best on Ultimate Team. Make sure you do check me out tomorrow, lads. I'll probably be streaming. Like I said, I have the 10-hour early access for FIFA. So like I said, make sure you check me out tomorrow, lads. I'll probably get Niall to probably link it on Twitter or something like that. So make sure you join in, lads. And thank you so much for watching, guys. So Niall, when is the next MLS game?
I'm just checking it now.
I'll look it up. Jesus.
First Sports TV Guide. It's because it wouldn't show it on the app. I know it's against New York. It's New York City versus New York Red Bulls. It's Sunday morning.
That happened yesterday, mate. That happened yesterday.
No, they've got 2 games, mate. They've got 2 games in quick succession.
Oh, yeah. Sunday, 26th of September, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Watching that. I hate watching that.
I'm up at that time, aren't I? So
yeah.
Why is this app so fucking crap?
We'll see you guys soon, lads, and now we'll tell you probably on Twitter next time. Okay.
Yeah, just keep looking at the. You'll get just make sure you got notifications on, and you'll see when we're live.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.